Peace and blessings, everyone. I've been thinking about all the noise in the world, and especially in the United States lately. And I asked myself, how do I contribute to this dynamic or to the outcomes that we're getting? Because if I'm taking care of Ed, me, then the only thing that's in my control is my choices and my actions, my perceptions, my interpretation of those perceptions. And then I go to my belief system. My belief system is that we're all sacred beings. It doesn't matter which side you're on or what color, what country you're from. The question then becomes, well, how do we deal with people that are violent and abusive? And I can't say I have the perfect answer, but what comes to me is that if we hold each other in a place of reverence, then that is the target. That's the North Star. And so then we ask ourselves, well, what's in my control that I can do that? And I go back to my coaching that I've learned over the years. And the terminology we use is holding space for somebody. Now, this is an important concept, and a lot of people don't know how to do that. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what holding space looks like. So if a client comes to me and they start complaining or whining or angry, venting, I don't buy into the story. I listen to it, but I also watch carefully how I interpret what they're saying, because no matter how hard that person tries, I'll never know the context, the complete context of what's going on for them. And I never want to forget that. So I try to remain in an observational, neutral space. Don't always succeed at it. But when I do, what's coming up for me in those moments is, if I can hold this person in a quiet space of reverence, and I see, like, my attention in my head goes to their highest good, like, what is this person capable of? Or what's the potential of this person? Then it moves in the right direction. And I can't count the number of times that I've never said a word. I've let somebody talk, and I just, I'm holding the higher guard for them, that, the spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, will dial them into a frequency that enables them to get the aha moment or to nudge themselves in the direction of love, which I think is what exists on the other side of the veil for all of us, that when we die, we don't go to some weird place like purgatory or hell. I think that's here. I think that's what exists in our minds. But there's a peace and a place of love when we die. And the more we practice reverence, the more we practice spirituality, that's not about judging anybody, but it's about nudging ourselves in the direction of love. Then what starts happening is the vibration changes. We align with who we are before we enter into the human form. And then what happens is we're available to get new information that's related to love versus our ego and, just being reactive from a place of fear. So holding space is about us, kind of like, think of it as the high watch, where we're sitting outside the door, everybody is in the house sleeping, and we're watching to make sure nothing happens to them. It's kind of that metaphor for that. So what I want to do and I encourage others to think about, is I want to hold the high watch for everybody. I'm responsible for my perceptions and my interpretations. And I know that if I hold space for people that are emotionally and mentally in trouble, then that's the best thing that will cause a ripple across the spectrum of humanity. Like Carl Jung said, that there's a collective unconscious. And as we all tap into that, I think I read or saw Rachel Maddow or somebody talk about, if 3.5% of the public gets out and protest, that's all that's needed to move the needle towards a new regime. So that tells me that percentage of people that are holding the high watch is the equivalent of a protest, only because of the nature of social media. If you're on it very much, you get to do it all day long, or however long you're on social media, because it just pounds us with the negative information. So to pivot, my encouragement is to think about these words, think about what's your high watch, and hold space for this negative stuff. I'm not saying be passive. I'm saying be really aggressive to God and the higher power, that what you're holding space for is love to prevail. And it's non-negotiable. That's the kind of the inner landscape that you want to establish in yourself, that it's non-negotiable. Then that way you just keep holding space all day long, and then watching yourself, how you contribute, like your own challenges that you face. Can you hold the high watch for yourself, which is what I strive to do every day without exhausting myself. So hope this is helpful. I know there's a better solution than violence. I know there's a better solution than just complaining to people. I know there's a better solution than me being negative in my own mind, because that spirals me out into a negative mindset, and it affects me indirectly with other things. It comes out as a complaint when it's not even related to the actual thing I'm complaining about. So anyway, I appreciate listening. When I walk or I take baths at night, that's when I do most of my reflection. It seems like the insights come to me at this time. So I wanted to not lose it and capture it, and hope it's helpful. Infinite blessings to all of you. And of course, if you like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel or like this post, and you'll get other information that comes to me. So many blessings.